good evening, everyone. We are going to report about the topics from K to M. And the first one will be portrayal of LGBTQIA plus characters in mainstream media. Next slide, please. So, what does LGBTQIA plus mean? So the first thing is LGBTQIA plus stands for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, or questioning, intersex, asexual, and others. So it also pertains to same-sex relationships that are legal in over 130 countries, but only about 35 recognize same-sex marriage. At least 70 countries still criminalize same-sex acts with penalties ranging from fines to imprisonment and even death in some cases. So, a brief history of LGBTQIA+. It started from ancient civilizations, wherein it refers to same-sex relationships and gender diversity were recorded in early civilizations such as ancient Egypt, Greece, and Rome. For example, the Greeks accepted relationships between men as part of social and military life. Followed by that is the medieval and Renaissance periods. During the Middle Ages, this behavior was criminalized and condemned, often associated with sin in Christian Europe. Punishments included public executions and exile. So grabe no? Sakpan na jud ka nga naa kay ka same-sex relationship, possible na jud kang mabitay. Anyway, followed by that is the 19th century emergence of identities. Okay, so it refers to the terms homosexual and heterosexual, which emerge in medical and psychological literature, making the beginning of sexual identity as a concept. Next slide, please. Another one is the early 20th century, wherein the first gay rights organizations were formed in Germany, such as the Scientific Humanitarian Committee in 1897, and later in the United States during the 1920s. And also Stonewall riots, which happened on 1969, which is a pivotal movement in LGBTQIA plus history, occurred in New York City when LGBTQ plus patrons resisted police harassment at the Stonewall Inn, igniting the modern gay rights movement. In the time frame of 1980s to 1990s, there was what we call as HIV/AIDS crisis. LGBTQIA plus communities, particularly gay men, were disproportionately affected by HIV/AIDS. So, activism increased as government response was slow, leading to the rise of organizations like ACT UP. Now, in early 2000s, there was a legal and social progress which was observed in the communities. So several countries began legalizing same-sex marriage, starting with the Netherlands in 2001. Rather, visibility and acceptance of LGBTQIA plus people increased globally. And last but not the least, in the present era, inclusion and intersectionality. The LGBTQIA plus acronym expanded to include more identities such as intersex, asexual, and non-binary individuals. Discussions now include race, class, and gender. Intersectionality in LGBTQ plus rights. Now, let's proceed to the current status of LGBTQIA plus community. So these are as follows: increased visibility and representation. So we can now see a lot of people or notable
Nigid
people
si
that are
Ina.
representing the community or the LGBTQIA plus community
Kailan ko
in
siya ni
different
sa kuan.
organizations, different programs, and
Meron. Iya iya mo siya.
other movements. So we also have the youth movements that are being organized by the LGUs, such as the local government units, or I mean the local youth development office, local youth development um, government. So and also there are other communities that nag-echo ko guys. Hello?
Doon lagi. Nako ka kuan lagi.
Okay. So um, there are a lot of people now that are being courageous, that represents themselves as who they are or who they are identified in
Puno
the
siya.
LGBTQIA plus community. We also
Katong
have TikTok
homophobia,
influencers that
transphobia.
are being brave enough to speak up on their experiences and how they overcame on going out of their comfort zone. Because we used to, or some of those people that are belonging to the community are used to hiding themselves or hiding their true identity to other people because of the fear of being judged or being um, being criticized for who they are. So we now have if you're familiar with Bretman Rock, Mimi Yu, the notable and unforgettable Vice Ganda, who are also the ones that are being looked up to by those people that are belonging to the LGBTQIA plus community, because they prove to the world that they can and they are ready to show themselves like how they present and how they feel, regardless of the countless criticisms from the people, whether in the net or in the physical or social life that they have. Now, we also have legal advancements and gaps. We know that
Ako
there
sa
are
iya.
laws now and
Ito
ordinances that
dali.
are being based as how the LGBTQIA plus community people are being protected. But I will not go further into that because my group mates will report also for that. We also have social acceptance and cultural tensions. Now, what do we mean by this? So, for social acceptance, a lot of people are accepting this arrangement or this situation, and some also that are being held to our traditional beliefs criticize those people that are belonging to the community or the LGBTQIA plus community. So, like, they have to weigh whether to accept or to stay with what they believe. We also have mental health and safety concerns which are being tackled whether in the net, because there are a lot of influencers that are talking on how to go through on that step of their life to come out from their closet or from their comfort zone. We also have recognition of diverse identities. I personally have a lot of people, especially gay friends, that are being too proud and being too courageous to like fight for their personalities and identities, because we can actually judge on how they identify themselves. So these gay friends that I have, just to share, they are very notable. They are very talented, like in terms of makeup, in terms of dancing, in terms of singing, and the like. So that proves, or that is a significant evidence that these people that are coming from the LGBTQIA plus community should not just be known as the ones that are bringing aid for HIV, but they are also the people that are bringing creativity for everybody. And also, uh, it means that we don't have to like look on how the general community describe them, but we have to look for them personally and how they are capable of helping the community. And we also have intersectionality and inclusion. So, balik-balik rin siya, but there is acceptance, there are laws, there are ordinances, and there are movements that are being made from the LGBTQIA plus community to not just stay on the traditional pattern, the traditional belief, but also be able to like move forward and do significant changes that could influence other people that are still afraid to come out. Okay. Please, next slide, please. Okay, now we are now into the introduction to the LGBTQIA plus representation. So, LGBTQIA plus characters are increasingly visible in TV films and online series. So, makahinumdum ko katong I think way back in 2020 katong pandemic pa dagan pang quarantine, my gay friends are being kanang excited kay sila hala when ang next episode ani nga series, especially the BL series coming from Thailand. So kanus apagud ni next update ani next episode, so like yeah, nagsugod. We also have genres like boys love and girls love originated in East Asian media and gained global popularity. So, we also have social media platforms that amplify visibility and audience discussion. So, kaning mga social media platforms, dako gud siyang tabang not just in advertising a product or promoting something, but also to gain um, popularity, especially sa mga salida nga manggawas. Like, mao ni siya ang cup of tea sa mga target audience ani nga salida. So, naay mga tawo nga ganahan horror, napoy mga tawo nga ganahan og kani nga bag-o nga genre. Okay. Next slide, please. Okay, so many examples now. We have the Ride or Die from Japan. We also have Together from Thailand. The Handmaiden, mao ni siya sa Korea, which is wala jud ko ga-expect kay kuan usually atong makita sa kanang mga Korean movies and series kay katong mga makaantig damdami nga mga romantic and mga revenge, but we also have this type of movie series nga makita nato sa Korean level nga mainstream media. And we also have this one, nakalumot ko kung unsay tawag ani, pero usap characters ani, I think it was Bright. Ani si Bright, popular jud ni siya kaayo jud. Okay, if di ko masayok mo ni si Bright, sige. Next slide please.
Uy, target mo.
Okay, so katong akong gi-mention kanina, the social media platforms that amplify this movie series kanang murag nakapa-promote og mayo
Sa
are the
kung
ones
pila
like
ka,
we have
pila ka, ano
TikTok,
ka
we
na
have
ko.
Twitter, YouTube, and we also have Facebook. Okay, so this amplify fandom culture and BL or GL content.
Gadugan-dugan
Before,
mo dala
ang
TikTok
mga
sa everything mo.
teenagers, they will create a fandom for kanang mga love team, like katong mga believers, mga ikon ana, katong mga ah kanang sa ilahang favorite boy band group. Karon, na-improve na because they are also into something that uh, has something to do with inclusion sa LGBTQIA plus community. if di pa gani ko manimot pa ko yung mga friends, even mga girl jud nga mga straight jud is ganahan sad sila og BL or GL nga series. And that is one sign that this particular movie series are being accepted and included into the people's interest. Okay, we also have social media users create fan edits, fanfics, memes, and reaction videos. So daghan jud ni siya, especially in TikTok, ma-promote jud. So like for example, dami na dito nga, please give me some movie recommendation BL or GL series. Please give some edits on this particular movie series para like murag ma-promote siya sa mga tao ba or like sa mga netizens ya. Kay bao ba mong mga netizens nga kanang kuan once na ay bago sa ilang pananaw and something kana samot na sa edit ma-interested jud sila, ma-curious jud sila hangtod sa tuwa na sila sa loklok, gipangita na nila ang movie series and then makabalo na lang ta gabuntag na sila lantaw kung sa una Korean novela atong lantawon karon na-add na ni sa ato ang kuan list of favorites. We also have mixed perceptions wherein some praise visibility and others criticize fetishization. So, nayuban nga nalipay, especially those that are coming from the LGBTQIA plus community because this proves that they are being included into the internet and included also sa not just sa theatrics but also in the mainstream media. But some will actually criticize this type of movie series kay makaingon sila nga ang ano man po ng kuan. And one thing nga ako makadungog sige is binayot ra na, and I quote, binayot ra na, like something that would actually hurt their feelings if they hear that. So, let's proceed to the next slide. Okay. Now we have the pros of LGBTQIA plus portrayals. So, okay. Um, okay. The pros of LGBTQIA plus portrayals. So the first one is we have it increases visibility and normalizes LGBTQIA plus identity. So na-mention na nako earlier, di ba? And the second one is it encourages open discussions about gender and sexuality because it's very important for us to be involved and also be one of those people na who defend or either mo criticize if something is wrong, and the opinion of the people matters in order to like create laws, ordinances, and other um, useful movements para like ma-promote or like, I mean, ma-promote ang LGBTQIA plus and ma-increase ang inclusivity nila and also makorek po dong mga makahimo og sayop that would influence the community as a whole. Now, we also have the provision of comfort and representation for the LGBTQIA plus youth. So, usa ni siya sa makatabang nila, no? Kay, naamay na ka mag-ingon ana, di ka mag-apil sa nila kay lucky jud ka, but actually you cannot control the person's feelings and mind. So if they feel that way, maybe we could convince those people, maybe we could prove those people that are still in the traditional belief to accept the LGBTQIA plus community. And if they can't accept, maybe they can just respect those people's feelings. Like, sila those people that are coming persuade other people to accept them, maybe we also have to think that they
Naon na ka.
deserve to be respected also because they are also humans. So now we have the boosting of global interest in queer media and culture. So murag mas na kani nga mga LGBTQIA plus portrayals naka-create po siya of something as an inspiration for them to like be confident on what they have, especially if they have talents, skills, and other things that they could use to promote themselves, or like to prove to other people that they are also incapable of being someone or being a notable person. If we could also remember, daghan kaayong fashion designers that are coming from this community and they are gaining recognition as of the moment. Now, if we could ask ourselves, if we continue to criticize these
Grabe lang
people
yun.
from the LGBTQIA plus
Sila
community,
distrito.
wouldn't it be unfair for them because they also have
I love the motorcycle.
people,
Sila lang
especially
yung
sa
maluwakan yun.
pag-create og gowns for
Nga
beauty
bali
queens.
lang
If without those gowns
Pwede
nga
na
ilang
kumulib.
gi-create
No, sabihin lang.
for them, for our
Pwede yan, papasin.
candidates that fought for
Hindi
our
ka lang
country
si Ken.
in other countries,
Papasin.
maybe dili maka-gain og recognition kay sometimes ang
Ay,
gowns
hindi
nga
ka.
ilang
Dili
gisuot,
ka sa
ang
kuwan.
ilahang
No, pero hindi
personality
ka
or
naman
like ang
relationship
ilahang
na yun.
appearance during that
Malapit na sa
pageant
consent.
mo affect siya sa ilahang score and ranking. So, dako gyapon og tabang ang LGBTQIA plus community. Now, let's proceed to the next slide. Okay, now, the cons and criticisms of LGBTQIA plus portrayals. We have the first one is the fetishization and unrealistic portrayals, which is especially in BL or GL. So, daghan kay mo criticize ani, nganong ingon anak man na, dili man na pwede. But again, we are not in their place. We cannot control those people's feelings. And
Kulib
natay
sa to.
gingon, if it does
Hindi
not
ka.
suit your taste, then maybe you are not the target audience. Okay, now we have the second one, which is stereotyping and lack of diversity. So, kanang stereotyping no, dagan kayong mingon nito. Like for example, makakita ra gani og gay sa dalan, mingon na, mao ni nagdala og sakit. Muningon ana, but like unfair on their part because maybe they are not those people that are carrying this disease. Like maybe how we generalize or
Napalagi ko diha.
how the belief of having that opinion nga sila ang gadala. Okay, there are a lot of factors manggod. So, we have to correct that mindset nga sila jud ang gadala. Now, we have also the queer baiting in some shows to convince, no? And sometimes mo go beyond the limit na siya. We also have backlash from conservative groups or censorship.
Pwede pa siguro
So,
kung
kanang
matapang
mga
na.
backlash, mahitabo dyan na siya, especially if naay makita ang mga tao nga angay i-criticize. Sometimes, makaingon gid po
Ang
nga,
motor
o
ni.
ra gid kaayo ang kaning mga nag-criticize, but sometimes, naapoy uban nga, kanang naay point ang ilahang pag-criticize. So, something nga, maka-improve po sa performance for those people that are being criticized if they accept that positively. And also po, maka-develop po on how the mainstream media portrayal of the LGBTQIA plus community will go and will be improved in the future.
Ana?
Let's proceed to the next slide, please. Oh, those are the references of the cons and criticisms. Okay, I think I might need to give the floor now to the next reporter, which is still in letter K.
Langsung.
So
Tikim
the
lagi.
situation of the the first reporter in character in mainstream multimedia. Uh, Next. So I remember in Boys Lab or BL, focus on male and male relationship. But I make some research about this in I base in Bible. In Bible, base base is some scholars interpret verse uh they say condemning male homosexuality act. The other verses such as those in Bible verse, this behavior like man institution and things I I report, but I didn't base in the slide because the first reporter they report they report all. So however there are also interpretation that suggest in Bible does not condemn LGBTQ kay ang uban nga tawo nga nagkuan nag nag like Christianity na may uban nga di sila mo to about ay kuan yung man to nga kuan kay base sila nga belief kay duha ra gyud kuan men and women ra gyud but yan naman di sa Bible nga di ta magko-condemn kay ug tawo kay LGBTQ individuals or a relationship some argue that relevant verses should understand in their historical and cultural context, not an universally applicable the law. The point to the teaching of Jesus, particularly those about love and compassion, as being more relevant to the modern LGBTQ plus issues. Furthermore, there are argue that about the Bible. So, napoy uban nga kuan nga gidebatehan sad ni sa uban nga nagtuo nga kuan but based sa akong nasabtan gyud kay di gyud ta maka-judge tao if mo na iyaha so kuan di man ta pare-pareha og kuan so that's all about sa kuan sa akong upod next next reporter.
So the next topic would be homophobia, transphobia, and AIDS stigma. By the way, the reporters will be Justin Keller Patrimonio and Desiree Caliora. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So first, let's define the terms. The first one is the homophobia, fear or hatred of people attracted to same sex. It's very understandable, no? Same sex, gay, so they discriminate, they don't like gay people. The transphobia is the fear or hatred of transgender or gender non-conforming individuals. Next is the AIDS stigma. It's the negative attitude towards people living with HIV or AIDS. Next slide, please. So let's move on to the history. So AIDS epidemic of the 1980s heavily associated with the LGBTQ plus community. So the first cases of what would later be known as AIDS were reported in 1981, primarily among gay men in the United States. And early on, it was labeled as GRID, or the gay-related immune deficiency, reinforcing the false idea that only gay men were affected. And media often use the term like gay plague, creating a narrative that blamed LGBTQ plus communities for the epidemic. Next, the government and media response often ignored or blamed gay men. So there was government negligence. President Ronald Reagan did not publicly acknowledge AIDS crisis until 1985,
Hirap.
after over 12,000 people had already died. And the lack of urgency from the US government and public health institutions delayed the prevention and treatment measures. And also, funding for research and care was very minimal, partly because of the stigma surrounding the populations most affected, the gay men. So, and lastly is, and it led to the widespread discrimination and the moral panic. Next slide, please. So, how does homophobia and transphobia fuel the AIDS stigma? So, homophobia and transphobia fuel the AIDS stigma by reinforcing harmful stereotypes that link to HIV solely to the LGBTQ plus identities, particularly gay men and
Nakataas
transgender
siya.
women. And this results in widespread discrimination in healthcare settings, where LGBTQ plus individuals may face judgment, mistreatment, or denial of care, leading many to avoid HIV testing or treatment out of fear. So as a result, HIV is often diagnosed late, increasing the risk of transmission and worsening of health outcomes. Trans women and gay men, who are among the most at-risk groups, often receive inadequate access to prevention tools like PrEP. Ano tawag sa iko? PrEP stands for pre-exposure prophylaxis. It is a preventive medicine taken by people who are HIV negative to reduce their risk of getting HIV. Ano pre? Kapatulas. And this creates a cycle where stigma leads to a poor health, which in turn reinforces negative societal attitudes, making it harder to address the epidemic effectively. Next slide, please.
So here we have the global perspective. So around the world, LGBTQ individuals and people living with HIV often face criminalization and discrimination. In many countries, simply being part of the LGBTQ community or living with HIV can lead to arrest, exclusion, or violence. So, this legal and social stigma is a major barrier in the fight against HIV/AIDS, and it discourages people from getting tested, seeking treatment, or speaking openly about their health. So, as a result, Ana, the virus continues to spread and vulnerable communities remain underserved. Next slide, please. Efforts to combat stigma. Fortunately, many organizations have worked hard to fight this stigma. Like for example, ACT UP as ACT UP or the AIDS Coalition to Unleash Power, which was founded in 1987 in the US and is known for using bold direct actions and protests to demand better access to AIDS treatment and research. Next, we have the GMHC or Gay Men's Health Crisis, provides support like counseling, legal services, and healthcare to people living with HIV or AIDS. And next, we have the GNP or the Global Network of People Living with HIV, which represents those living with HIV and advocates for their rights, aiming to improve their quality of life worldwide. Next slide, please. Efforts to combat stigma. So, beyond activism, education plays a major role in breaking down prejudice. Public awareness campaigns help people understand HIV or AIDS better and reduce fear and misinformation. Healthcare systems also need to be inclusive. When policies promote non-discrimination, people are more likely to seek help and stay healthy. Next slide, please. Conclusion. So, the key message is that homophobia and transphobia are not just social injustices, they are also public health threats. So we cannot end the AIDS epidemic without addressing the stigma that keeps people from getting the care they need. They also collective action, accurate education, and compassion are essential if we want a healthier, more just world for everyone. Next slide, please.
So we have here the legal recognition of same-sex relationships. Same-sex relationships have gained increasing visibility and support globally. Legal recognition of such relationships through civil unions, domestic partnerships, or marriage has profound implications for equality, human rights, and social
Pero,
justice.
tagkaabot eh, taas-taas
So,
mo.
in recent decades, same sex relationships have moved from the margins toward greater social acceptance and legal recognition across many parts of the world. So, kaning nga legal recognitions are not merely symbolic, but they carry significant consequences for the protection of individual rights and the promotion of social justice. By acknowledging same sex relationships under the law, societies take meaningful steps para ma-ensure ang equality, then ma-reduce ang discrimination, and affirming the dignity of all individuals regardless of sexual orientation.
Pinaka-minutes.
So before we proceed sa legal status in the Philippines, we will have its global overview. So first, same-sex marriage. As of 2025, over 35 countries worldwide have legalized same-sex marriage, including Canada, the United States, Germany, South Africa, and most recently, Thailand. So, this form of legal recognition grants same-sex couples the same marriage rights and responsibilities as heterosexual couples, including inheritance rights, adoption, and access to spousal benefits. So, kani nga mga countries nga gimension they have already enacted such laws reflecting growing acceptance and legal equality. And then we have civil unions and domestic partnerships. Countries like Italy and Greece allow civil unions, which grant
12
limited
minutes.
legal rights similar to marriage without the title. So, in some countries, same sex couples are granted legal recognition through civil unions or domestic partnerships rather than full marriage. So, these arrangements provide many of the legal protections associated with marriage, such as property rights, hospital hospital visitation, and certain benefits without really using the term marriage. So basically, na sila rights and benefits pero wala ray title. And then lastly, non-recognition and criminalization. In many countries, especially in Africa, the Middle East, and parts of Asia, same-sex relationships remain
11 minutes na
unrecognized or
tayo.
criminalized.
11 minutes. Kaya
So,
ni kaya.
despite progress in many
Nag-rap ka ko.
parts of the world, napadyo yung mga countries where same-sex relationships are neither recognized nor protected by law. And then in some of these places, same-sex intimacy is criminalized with penalties ranging from fines to imprisonment or even the death penalty, as mentioned earlier. And then this lack of recognition contributes to widespread discrimination, social stigma, and violations of basic human rights for LGBTQIA+ individuals.
Yes. So, tahom Elma Joy ni nakigamit ako kakalyora. Sige ikaw. So to continue the previous discussion, there are three main factors that shape the legalization of same-sex relationships here in the Philippines: the family code, the court, and the LGU. So at present, there is still no legal recognition for same-sex marriage. Why? The Family Code of the Philippines in 1987 defines marriage as strictly a union between a man and a woman. This definition, although the Family Code doesn't explicitly ban same-sex marriage, its very definition nga man and woman ra gyud excludes it. On top of that, there is also no national law that provides civil unions or domestic partnerships for same-sex couples. And since the Family Code only contemplates heterosexual marriage, same-sex couples, on the other hand, face several challenges, one of which is that they do not automatically acquire spousal rights to inheritance, property co-ownership, or spousal benefits. Di pareha sa mga straight marriages nga once maminyo unsa iyaha mo po imo daghan gyud rights nga di ma-enjoy ang same-sex couples if dili ma-recognize legally. Another factor is ang decision sa Supreme Court. So the Supreme Court dismissed the petition to legalize same-sex marriage on technical grounds or the lack of legal standing. While not ruling on constitutionality, the court stated that legal recognition requires legislative, not judicial, action. So the Philippines emphasized that legislative action is necessary to address the legal recognition of same-sex union. How so? Legislation plays a crucial role in approving same-sex marriage because it formally recognizes and grants the same-sex rights, same legal rights and benefits to same-sex couples as heterosexual rights. Couples, I mean. This legal recognition strengthens the rights of LGBTQ plus individuals and their partners, promoting equality and eliminating discriminations. Mona unta ni siya ang kino, pero the court found that the petitioner did not have a legitimate case to bring. I don't know what their basis of legitimate is. Daghan naman unta mga bills nga gi-introduce, pero wala gyud gipang approve. But officially, ingon sila nga the Philippines is a Christian country and therefore is not yet ready daw for such a major change. Anyway, so despite the absence of legalization of marriage itself, nag-effort pud ang mga LGUs or local government units in making same-sex couples feel like they are being recognized. So in Quezon City, ilang project nga Right to Care card allows LGBTQ plus partners to make healthcare decisions for one another, a limited but symbolic recognition of same-sex marriage. However, despite this, there is still no national effect. Local ordinances apply only within the territorial jurisdictions of the enacting LGU. Another thing is that these actions do not provide a framework for legalizing or recognizing same-sex partnerships. They focus on preventing discrimination against individuals. Next slide, please. Ayon, social context. So the Philippines has a strong LGBTQ plus presence and growing public support. However, oppositions from religious institutions and conservative lawmakers continues to hinder legislative process. True. So since this is the case, man, pride events and advocacy groups help raise awareness and build pressure for legal reform. Okay, next slide, please. Next slide. So to sum up everything, the Philippines has yet to legally recognize same-sex relationships despite growing public support and ongoing legislative efforts. Legal recognition is essential to guarantee equal rights and protections for LGBTQ plus Filipinos. Continued advocacy, political will, and public awareness are vital to achieving equality. This only means that the majority of Filipinos, especially the lawmakers, has a negative attitude towards the legalization of same-sex marriage, despite the current trend wherein members of the LGBTQ plus was given place and acceptance in the society, may it be internationally or merely here in the Philippines. The reason for this negative attitude is most likely because they believe that same-sex marriage is against the Christian values. They kind of put debates around this topic. So this only proves that even with the advent of technology and Western influence of liberality or open-mindedness, lawmakers of today are still guided by Christian values and morality, which is not bad, mind good unta. But when it comes to lawmaking, it's an entirely different case. I have my own stand about this as well, but that it's gonna be another topic to talk about. So I think I'll end the report here, and I think that will be all. Thank you and good night.